good to be here again. Happy Thursday. And how are you? Thank God. Okay. So, welcome to another edition of Easy Real Estate with Abiola. Thanks for watching. This is where we discuss topics related to real estate. Yeah, related to real estate with special focus on real estate investing. It's good to have you here. When you join me live, yeah, people. Yes, I can see people joining already. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so this is where we discuss real estate related topics with special focus on real estate investing. And as for those who have joined me previously, we know how we do it. When you join me, please let me know where you're joining from. And if you're joining for the first time as well, for those that have joined previously and the first timers, as I call it, just let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know where you're joining me from so I can connect with you. Okay, I really would love to know what part of the world you're watching me from. I'm coming live from Lagos, Nigeria, Ikeja to be specific. I'm coming live from Lagos, Nigeria. So thanks for joining me. It's good to be on here again. It's because you all are here. That's why I'm doing this. Yes, thank you so much. And when you join, please invite more people to join us. Share this video. Let's have more people join us. Okay, so we can have an interesting conversation. Have more people join the conversation, and I know they are going to thank you for it. So my name is Abiola Fadahunsi. For those who don't know me, I'm Abiola Fadahunsi. I'm a real estate consultant. I help first-time and frustrated property investors get started right and make informed decisions so they can make the most of their property, of their real estate investments. That is what I do. And this is Easy Real Estate with Abiola, where I discuss real estate related topics in simple and clear terms. Yes, simple and clear terms. That's the focus of this live stream, where I'm not using all the grammars, real estate grammars, but I try to break down the terms in simple English, in simple words that you can understand, so you don't just get confused with the terms. That's what we do here every Thursday by 3 p.m. West African time. So thanks for watching again. And today I'll be discussing with you the topic: goal setting tips for real estate investing success. Goal setting tips for real estate investing success. And you might be thinking, okay, why goal setting tips for real estate investing? When we know, yes, to really to really get to where we hope to move from where we are to where we hope to be. One of the things that moves us there is goal setting, and not just setting those goals, taking actions per time that would move us from where we are to where we want to be, or where we hope to be. But now today I'm niching it down to real estate. So goal setting is not for real estate alone. In fact, goal setting should be something we do in our entire life, because at different times, at different points in time, we have different goals we want to achieve. It might not just even be real estate goals. It can be financial goals, it can be health goals, it can be marital goals, any form of goals. So it can even be academic goals, it can be soul-winning goals, it can be any form of, it can be relationship goals, like some people call it, yeah, or like some people would wish to have, yeah. So, but today it's about real estate investing goals. All right, the tips that can help you remain focused and be successful at your real estate investing business. So that's what we are discussing today. All right, and setting goals and creating action plans that would help you achieve your goals is a mark of truly successful people. And I know for you watching this, if you're not aspiring to be a real estate investor, which I know almost everybody wants. Okay, don't let me say everybody wants. Some people might not want it, but I know I want it. I know almost everyone around me wants it. Okay, to be a real estate investor, a successful real estate investor, not just a real estate investor, because you can be a real estate investor and you're not successful. Okay, but that's not going to be you. Yeah, because you're watching this, you'll be learning a whole lot. And as well, if you join me every Thursday by 3 p.m., I know that's not going to be, because you get to learn a whole lot about real estate investing, right? That's not going to be you, and obviously it's not going to be me. So we have the successful investors and we have the unsuccessful investors here. As sad as that might sound, but that's the fact, right? So what distinguishes these people from each other, the successful ones and the not successful ones? You get to find out that for the successful real estate investors, the common traits they all have is goal setting. Okay, they set goals, and these goals help them remain focused, help them remain, they know where they're going part time, and not just setting goals, like I said, creating action plans to help those action plans through. That is what differentiates the successful ones from the ones that are not successful. Okay, and today, like I've said, I'm discussing goal setting tips. Goal setting tips to real estate investing success. All right, so like one of the wise men once said, L. Nightingale, he said the problem is not in achieving the goals. That is not the problem, but the problem is in sitting down to list out the goals itself. Okay, that's where the problem lies. Sitting down to list out what you want to achieve, because you find out that most people, they have this goal just all up in their head. They know, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, but they are not taking their time to sit down, write down that goal, and actually create an action plan for the goal. Action plan, like how they want to accomplish that goal. Because when you have a goal, it takes you having to write it out and actually stating out the action you hope to take towards the achievement of that goal. Okay, and he also said, success. Success was defined by Nightingale as the progressive realization of a worthy goal. So the success is not just even at the end of, doesn't come at just at the end of when you have achieved that goal, but the success comes in the process, the process you take. Like when you write your goal, the action plans you put down that will make you achieve your goal. Thanks for joining, Tolulokwe. Thanks, Maybe Kende, for joining me. Thank you. There are steps you put down. So as you achieve those steps, that's success on its own, and it takes you further to your goal, to the accomplishment of that goal. So it's not just enough for you to think up your goal in your head, but writing it down, listing it, and creating action plan towards the accomplishment of that goal. Okay, so many successful real estate investors use the SMART goal system to plan their pursuits, and I'm sure almost everybody might have heard of the SMART goal system. When you hear, okay, when you plan your goal, let it be SMART, and you're wondering, okay, maybe if you're wondering what a SMART is, don't worry, just hold on, I'm going to break that down. But for most people, you'd have heard, oh, SMART goals. I know when I put down my goals, it has to be SMART and all of that. But then that is one of the SMART goal system is how most real estate investors use in accomplishing their goals as well. Okay, and you might just feel, so the basic thing I'm doing in this video is niching down the goal setting and helping you understand it when you're setting your real estate goals. What makes it different from every other goal you set? Okay, and giving you clear examples when you're setting your real estate goals. It's not different actually from you setting any other goal. Okay, but using the SMART system will help you a whole lot. Will help you on the long run when you want to, when you're aiming towards achieving something. And I wonder, what is the SMART goal system? The SMART goal system, SMART simply stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. That is what SMART stands for. So even when you have your real estate goals, it has to have this element of it being specific, attainable, measurable, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, it's not different from any other way you set your goals, but you have to put it down. And most people might just feel, okay, let me just overlook it, like SMART goals. I know what SMART is, but they don't really bring it in their subconscious when they want to set their real estate investment goals. Okay, so and the first one which I'm going to is one: your goal must be specific, detailed, and clear. Your goal must be specific. It has to be specific. You can't have a vague goal, like you just have something all up in your head. Your goal has to be specific. Even when investing in real estate and you have a goal, you know, okay, this is what I want to achieve. What you want to achieve has to be specific. Okay, that's why it's important that you write down your goal and this is clear. And there's this connection when you have your goal, you write it out. You sit down to write it out. It puts something into your subconscious mind. where, especially when the passion for the goal is strong, your subconscious mind keep working that, as it takes the whole of you to keep working till you get to achieve that goal, okay? That is what happens when you get to list out your goal. And there's no, you can have a specific goal or a clear goal or a detailed goal without writing it out. So it's important you write it out. You're not just fuzzy about what you want. It has to be clear, it has to be specific, okay? And highly defined goals are attained, right? Highly defined goals are attained. Fuzzy goals are forgotten. You don't want to have fuzzy goals, all right? Just like, and I'll give you an example. An example of a non-specific goal is when you say, I want to get wealthy by investing in real estate. That is not a specific goal. It is not specific at all. That is so vague, so vague. Like when you say, I want to get wealthy by investing in real estate, how do you want to get wealthy? Where? What time? What do you want to do to get wealthy? It's not just like say you want to get wealthy by investing in real estate. That is not a specific goal at all. And also, the term real estate investing covers a whole lot of things, from real estate investing styles. That is, for example, if you're doing, if you want to focus on doing fix and flop, or you want to focus on land banking, there are different investing styles in real estate, and also the types, such as if you're looking at single family, commercial properties, residential properties, or multi-family. So when you have a clear and detailed, a specific goal, which is clear and detailed, what it helps you do is that it helps you remain focused, okay? Because there are myriad pathways in investing in real estate. So you're not just moving from one to another and losing focus and just doing a bit here, a bit there, and you're not getting so much out of what you do. But when your goal is specific and clear and detailed, it keeps you on track, okay? It keeps you on track. It's different from when you just say, I want to become wealthy by investing in real estate. Meaning, if you say you want to become wealthy, that means today you can decide you want to pick up fix and flip, rather. You want to pick up fix and flip, and tomorrow you just say, I want to go into land banking, and tomorrow you're thinking, okay, I want to go into development and all of that. So it has to be specific. Now, like I said, a non-specific goal is, I want to get wealthy by investing in real estate. This goal provides no direction about how or where the money will be made. There's no direction, it's not specific, it's not clear, it's not detailed. While an example of a specific goal is, I want to purchase 12 commercial rental properties in the next 36 months that will generate enough cash flow to replace my current annual income. This goal is specific and it is clear, it is detailed, and it is in fact, it has all the elements of the SMART goal system, okay? It is specific, it is detailed, all right? It has, I want to purchase 10 single family rental properties in the next 36 months that will generate enough cash flow to replace my current annual income. So let's break it down. The goal of this person is, in 36 months, he wants to be, in the next 36 months, he wants to have purchased 12 commercial rental properties. When I mean commercial rental properties, these are commercial properties that you can put out for rent, okay? Probably offices, malls, shop, not residential, where people reside in, all right? So you want to have bought 12 of it in the next 36 months, and this commercial property should be able to generate his annual income, okay, as rent. He wants to be able to generate a positive cash flow that will replace his annual income. So let's have an example. An example is, for example, let's assume his annual income is 12 million. So what he's basically saying is, in the next 36 months, the 12 properties, commercial rental properties I would have purchased, should be able to bring back in, give me back at least 12 million in the next 36 months. So the 36 months might involve the time he starts purchasing the property. Maybe he's doing a bit of paperwork here and there, or he's gathering the money to buy. But the goal is by the end of 36 months, okay? Latest, by the end of 36 months, those 12 properties must have been purchased, and not just purchased, they must have the ability to replace his income, his annual income. So if you're looking at annual income, meaning the reading might start from maybe before 36 months, that's depending on if how soon it's able to purchase the 12, or even let's assume it starts from the reading of how it's able to produce the income at the 36 months, meaning at that 36 months, the next 12 months, what it's going to make from that property must be up to 12 million naira, which is his annual income. That's assuming his annual income is 12 million naira. So it means that when he's buying these properties, he has a focus. He's looking at, okay, if I purchase this one, how much, looking at understanding the market and using the data gotten from the market, how much is this particular property going to bring me in rental value at the end of the year? So for example, if he buys the first property, at the first property, he knows, okay, after I've sorted everything, maybe I've renovated, I've put things in place. If I rent out this commercial property, maybe in a month, maybe rather in a year, this particular property will be able to bring me, let's say, 2 million. So he knows he needs to spread how much, the remaining 10 million on the remaining 11 properties. So, and again, location differs. It doesn't mean he has to buy all the 12 properties in the same location. But working with his goal, he would know how to invest his money per time, and also thinking about the returns this property will bring in for him, knowing if it's going to help him meet up his goal. So all of this helps him remain focused, okay? It helps him remain focused, and it's possible that he gets a property that even just one of the, let's assume an office space, they get to pay, the tenants get to pay 700 or 500,000 per year, depending on the location. There are locations that tenants that rent the property get to pay even over 1 million as office space per year. So depending on this goal will help him focus and know what he's putting his money in per time. That is what a specific and clear and detailed goal does for you, rather than just saying I want to get wealthy by investing in real estate. That is so vague. So that is it about specific goals. So the next one is your goal must be measurable. It must be measurable, you know. It must be measurable. And what you have to always analyze and evaluate your progress and your results in a tangible way. That's what happens when your goal is measurable. It would measurable goals helps you evaluate and analyze your progress and results in a tangible way. That way you can measure it. You know, okay, am I making progress or am I not making progress? For example, if you decide, okay, before the end of the year, I want to purchase 12. Why do I keep using 12? I want to purchase, let's say, 2 or 3 properties. So by the time it's the middle of the year, if you've not purchased any, you know, oh, I'm not making progress at all. I think I need to do something. So it helps you. It helps your goal remain. You can measure it in a tangible way. So it's not remaining vague that you can't measure the goals. Okay, and after that, you need to know the specific. You need to know the specific. You need to know the specific quantity of what you want per time, so you can measure it. Measurable goal is one that can be quantified. You can quantify it at any time. Okay, it can be quantified, and like a specific number of properties that will be purchased, or the return on investment that an investor expects. So you know, if I'm buying 2 properties, for example, return on investment, am I expecting, let's say, 2% returns on this particular property, or am I expecting more? So I'll give you an example of an immeasurable goal. An immeasurable goal, for example, is I want to be the top real estate investor in my area. If that is your goal, that is so immeasurable. Like you're saying, okay, my goal is to be the top real estate investor in my area. How do you plan to measure it? How do you plan to measure? Because being a top real estate investor, it can either be by the person. You can decide to tag the top real estate investor by someone who closed the most deals, or someone who has the most annual income at the end of the year. Okay, so it has to be measurable. Saying you want to be the top real estate investor in your area is not something that is measurable. How do you want to measure it? How do you want to quantify it? Okay, so an example of measurable goal is I want to purchase 6 investment properties with 8% or higher annual rate of return on investment. Okay, while this is so simple, it is measurable. It is measurable. You can measure the amount of properties you said you want to purchase, and you can also measure the rate on return on investment you're looking at. So you know that when you want to buy, you're taking in all the plus and minus And if your goal is for you to buy a property that you're looking at nothing less than 8% return on investment, by the time you calculate all that is involved, you know, okay, is this property a good buy for me? Does it fit into my goal? Is this, if this property is one that is going to give me, let's say, a little bit above 2% return on investment in a year, you know that is not the property you're looking for, because it is not part of what is in your goal, okay? So that is it. And if goals aren't measurable, they simply can't be met, and that's the fact. If your goal is not measurable, it simply can't be met, because there's no yardstick to measuring your progress. There's no how you know if you're moving forward, or even if you've achieved the goal and you've even done excess of it, okay? There's no way to measure it. So your goal has to be measurable. It must be quantifiable. This keeps you going. Also, your goal, the third one is your goal must be attainable, and this is really, really important. Ambition is every real estate investor's friend, but real estate investors need to remember to keep their goals within reach, and this is important, okay? Your goal must be attainable. It shouldn't just be all about the numbers alone. Your goal must be attainable. Look for set goals that you know are within your reach, okay? It's good to stretch yourself. It's good to, okay, put in goals that you know, okay, this goal is going to stretch you, but still you mustn't take it to the extreme, okay? Set goals that are achievable. What this is going to do is it's going to help you remain on track. What I mean by remain on track is when you set a goal that is not attainable, it can discourage you from giving it another it can discourage you from giving real estate investing business another try next time. So you have to make sure your goals are attainable, okay? So I have here that creating unattainable goals only set an investor up for certain failure that may hinder their desire to try again in the future. That's the fact, okay? So an example of an unattainable goal is where a first-time real estate investor is saying maybe wants to start investing with, let's say, 5 million naira, and his goal is is a first-time real estate investor, and he's saying, okay, I want to invest with 5 million naira, and in this same year I'm investing, I want to be able to make a return of 20 million naira, make an investment return of 20 million naira. That's over 200% returns on investment, okay? He wants to be able to make 20 million naira. I'm not saying that is not attainable, but for a first-time investor, it's good to keep it. It's rare. It's attainable, but it's rare. There are a whole lot of things that has to be put into consideration. So you don't want to shoot so high that you now get discouraged, that you don't want to give it a try again. As a first-time investor, a whole lot of things can happen. You're still learning the ropes. You're still new in the market. And again, for the amount of money, just going all the way, okay, shooting high. And so it's good to keep your goals attainable. Keep it attainable. And an example of an attainable goal is, I want to secure a property with positive cash flow and potential for appreciation, okay? Why the first goal might be rare to attain is because one of the things that would impact on that goal is the availability of properties and the demand in the markets, okay? The demand of properties in the market and the availability to impact on the first goal. But for the second goal, the investor has total control of that goal being achieved, because he can decide where to buy the property, and he can also decide how much to pay for the property. He has control over that. So that is an attainable goal. The attainable goal is, I want to secure a property with positive cash flow and potential for appreciation, because the investor has total control over that. He has control of where to invest in the location, and he also has control of how much to invest in, unlike the first goal, which a whole lot of factors will impact on. Okay, so you have to pick, as a real estate investor, you have to make sure you set goals that are attainable. Then the next one is, you have to set realistic goals, okay? And realistic goals can hurt an investor, not unrealistic, okay? Goals can hurt an investor when they are unrealistic, right? So you need to make sure you set realistic goals. And here, the unrealistic goals are a lot like unattainable goals. However, an unrealistic goals goes beyond out of reach to impossible territory. Okay, you know, the unattainable goals, it's not like it can be out of reach, but it's not totally impossible. But an unrealistic goal is one that is totally, as in it's impossible. Let's say only if a miracle happens. So let me put it that way. Okay, so it goes, and unrealistic goes from out of reach to impossible territory. That is the difference between an unattainable goal and an unrealistic goal. Like you need to make sure when you're setting your goals, you set goals that are realistic. And an example of an unrealistic goal is, I want to manage all my rental properties and fix and flips to cut down on costs. That is not a bad thing. But then you want to manage all of them, especially when they're numerous. You want to manage all of them yourself while still working a full-time day job. That is so impossible. That's so unrealistic. Except if you want to borrow some of my time, like, or buy some of my time, buy another person's time, buy another, like when you're buying time. And I'm not talking about buying time by maybe employing me to work with you. Like, you want to do everything yourself. But yeah, just working on a full-time job. And if I'm sure if it were possible for people to sell time, like you tell me, Abiola, I want to buy 2 hours of your time, and I can sell it, like you just get to have 26 hours and I have 22 hours. So people might, maybe that would be possible, right? That would be possible. But when we have that same 24 hours, only if you wanted to end up being a flop, okay? Because you're working, you have numerous properties and you want to manage all, you want to be the one to fix it, you want to manage it, you want to supervise when everything is being fixed. Like you want to be the one to call the plumber, call the carpenter, call everyone that has to be on site, call who's going to do the welding job and all of that, and yet you have a full-time day job, right? That is an unrealistic goal. It is so unrealistic, right? So no matter how motivated the real estate investor is, they can't add more hours to the day, and that's the fact. So you need to set realistic goals. So the realistic aspect of that goal is, I want to maximize my profits through partnering with the best team of property managers. That is realistic, because you know you don't have all the time on your own hands. You need time to be able to manage property, yet you have a full-time day job. But the realistic goal is when you maximize your profit through partnering with the best team of property managers. But when you just want to get selfish and you want to reduce costs, you want to manage it yourself, yet you're not always available to be there to supervise what is happening, that's even already a flop from the beginning. But when you have a realistic goals that goes, I want to maximize my profits through partnering, because the fact is you get to maximize your profits when you partner with the best team. You have people stand holding forth for you. You have people that are directing things to go how it's supposed to go. But when you try to do everything all by yourself, things are definitely going to go out of hand. So the best way you can maximize your profits is by partnering with people, partnering with a team that can help you manage the property, such as property managers. So that's a realistic goal. It is still possible to achieve positive cash flow while working with a property manager. That is it. It's just about having an agreement. It's still possible. It doesn't mean when you have a property manager is going to take away all the profits or is going to charge you. No, it's based on the agreement and what each person is doing, okay, on the team, right? So when taking part in real estate goal setting, a reasonable investor should take inventory of their resources and set goals that correspond to the time and money they have on hand. That is really, really important. Take inventory of your resources and set goals that correspond to the time and money you have on hand. You know, setting an unrealistic goal is someone as well that has, let's say, 2 million to start investing, and you're saying, okay, I want to invest this 2 million, and by the end of that, let's say you set your goal at the beginning of the year, that's January, and you have 2 million, you're saying by the end of 2018, this 2 million should have multiplied into 200 million. Okay, I would believe that can only be a faith kind of thing, because if you're considering your resources, you won't shoot so high to say you're looking at how you want to turn 2 million into 200 million in a year, and even as a first-time investor for that matter, okay? All you're going to do is you're going to consider your resources, and you're going to look for viable ways in which you can multiply the money, Okay, so you have to take inventory of your resources, your time, and set goals that correspond with them, with the money you have on hand, with the resources, and with the time you have available with you. That is so important. And the last one is your goal must be timed. Your goal must be time bound. When your goal is not time bound, it is not a goal, because you can just drag that goal, like you have it all up in your head and you drag it in eternity. Alright? When your goal is not time bound, it is not a goal. It has to be timed. You have to put a time to it, okay? You have to put a time to it, because many real estate investors work for themselves. So timing goals is critical. By setting time check-ins, investors can ensure they are meeting their goals. This is important. When you put time to it, when it is measured, when it is specific, you know you can measure your progress. Okay, you can know if you're right on track or if you're off track, right? So your goal will need to be time bound. And an example of an on-time goal is I want to call as many leads as possible. This goal is not timed. Apart from the fact that it's not timed, it's not measurable as well. When you say, okay, I want to call as many leads as possible, I want to call as many investors, probably to invest with me as possible, I want to call as many as possible. It is not timed. It is not measurable as well. So how do you want to track progress? How do you want to track? Because if you say I want to call as many as possible and you call one in a day, maybe for you, or you call two in a day, two can be as many as possible. But when you put a time to it, like, okay, I want to call 10 leads daily. That is timed. You know it's daily. Within 24 hours, you have to call 10. And if you put, I want to call 10 in a month, monthly, you know within a month, you have to call 10, or you have to call 20 or 40 or 50 as the goal may be, as the goal has been spelled out. So it has to be time bound. It has to be time bound, okay, and it also has to be measured. So an example of the timed one is by the end of the month, or by the end of today, I want to have called 12 leads. That is time bound, and it's also measurable. Okay, it is measurable. It is measurable, and okay, it is time bound and it is measurable. So it is important. It is important to have a time frame at which you're going to, which you have set that you must achieve your goal. It is really important. This is going to help you measure how, if you've been spending so much time on something, it helps you measure your success as well, your progress as well, your results as well. So you know if you're meeting. So for example, if you're to call 12 leads in a day and you ended up calling it, you know, oh, today I didn't meet up. So I know tomorrow maybe I'm going to add the remaining 4 to the list I'm going to call tomorrow. It helps you track your progress. I know how to adjust per time. I know when you're slowing down so much on a particular thing. For example, if your goal is to finish, maybe a construction company like Destiny Crystal Engineering Service Limited, the MD is watching right now, and your goal is to finish a gatehouse in 10 weeks, or let's say 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, and you know by the first week, you've not done more than half of the job, you know, okay, it's time to get things going fast so you can achieve what you've planned to achieve within the stipulated time frame. Okay, so many investors jump into real estate investing with the long-term goal of financial stability and independence, and time goals offer a roadmap to achieve that. When you've timed your goal, you know, okay, I want to be able to achieve financial independence by so time. Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? How am I going to achieve it? This and this is what I'm going to do to achieve this financial independence and stability. It helps you get a clear roadmap. You know what you're doing part-time, okay? It offers you a roadmap to what to do part-time. And because you are clear on your goals, you're not just clear on your goals, your goal is specific, is measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's time-bound. There is no how you won't achieve success in real estate investing, and also it's backed up by action. You're not just setting goals, writing it down, and you're not doing anything about it. You said, okay, and it's important, again, like I've said, that you write out your goals. Let it be clear. Even the Bible says it's write your vision. Your goal can as well be your vision. So write your vision, make it plain, so it may run either readeth it. So when you keep reading your goals, you write it out, you create action plans, you create steps to take while working on the goal. There's no how you won't, and also because there are action plans and there are ways you can measure. You get to know when you're going off track. You get to know when you're spending so much time on a particular thing you're supposed to be doing or you're supposed to have done, so you can adjust because it fits into the SMART goal system. So I hope, so that is it that I've come to share with you today. Say that even as a real estate investor, when you set your goals, it has to be smart. It has to be smart goals. It has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So that is it today. Using the SMART goal system doesn't leave out the real estate investors, and this is a system that can be used in every other aspect of your life apart from real estate investing, for your financial goals, for your business goals, and whatnot. Okay, so this is just me adopting the SMART system into real estate investing, and I know today you've learned something. Okay, and I know I'm going to share this with others as well. Thanks for the loves, thanks for the likes, and if you're here to like this and you're watching this, so like this video, love this video. And if you're watching the replay or you're watching currently and you have a question, please drop your questions. I'll respond to them before the end of the live stream. And if you're watching the replay and you have a question, please drop your question as well. I'm going to respond to them as soon as I can. And if you want consultation, just send me a mail at send an email to abiolafadansi@gmail.com. abiolafadansi@gmail.com. Okay, that is it. That is it today. That's what I've come to share with you today, and I know you've learned something from today's session on Easy Real Estate with Abiola. So that is it. So I'll take a quick recap. Make sure your goals are specific. Make sure your goals are measurable. Make sure your goals are realistic. Make sure they are attainable and they are time bound. It is important. Even in real estate investing, it is important. Make sure you set goals. Some people don't even set goals at all. They just know, okay, I just want to buy this property. I want to make so amount of money, but they don't set goals. It's important to set goals, and don't just have your goals all up in your head, being fuzzy. Write them down. Write the vision. Make it plain so you can run when you read it. Okay, that is it today on Easy Real Estate with Abiola. And for those who want to invest, who don't know how to go about it, you're looking for locations to invest in, the website www.lagosrealtorsale.com is a good place you can go to. You'll find properties that are genuine, that are verified, that are affordable, that you can invest in. Even though you're looking at starting real estate investing on a small scale, or you don't know how to go about it, or you need realtors to consult, that is a good place for you to go to. So visit that website. I'm going to drop it in the comment section, www.lagosrealtorsale.com. I'm sure you get more than enough of whatever you want on there. So that is it today on Easy Real Estate with Abiola. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Oladosu Oluwatosin, for joining. Thank you, Muibi Kende. Thank you, Dorcas Tolulokpe. Thank you, Victoria Shotayo. Thank you, Taiwo Padonu. Thank you, Gbemi, and every other person I can't even mention right now. Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you. I love you all. You are the reason why I'm here. And don't forget, share this video. Let more people get to see this, to hear this, so they can make right decisions and set smart goals per time as related to their real estate investing. So that is it. So my name is Abiola Fadansi. Until I see you again, same time, 3 p.m. West African time, Thursday next week. It's bye for now.